Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and probably good night, wherever this presentation may be catching up with you. My name is Stephen Ng Makama. I'm an architect. Um, I'm also an academician with a very, very strong interest in mud architecture. Today we call it earthen architecture, clay architecture, for obvious reasons. For most people who are in the know, when you hear the word mud, it gives a very not very nice connotation. In fact, Americans call it dirt architecture, dirt construction. So it's maybe semantics, but for some time now, there's been quite a negative um, perception or outlook on this very versatile and ancient building material. And so um, I came up with this idea. I've had it for quite some time, but um, sometimes ideas may be ahead of their time, if I could say that. But finally, I decided I may need to, I should get it um, in this form, bring out my thoughts in this way. So the name of this channel, it's still new. I'm still finding my way around the technicalities of recording and streaming. I'm not a very technical person. In fact, I hate manuals. So it's called the Mud Whisperers. Mud Whisperers. So what is a mud whisperer? Who are the mud whisperers? I can tell you it's a very, very packed field today. It's a very packed field. So over the course of this presentation, talks, videos, probably visits, interviews, we're going to explore this concept of the mud whisperers, who they are, what they do, where they are. And so join me on this very, very interesting, interesting walk. And I hope we'll be the better for it. Um, my desire is to see that this form of building, this art form, this social cultural aspect of many societies finds its way back. It is surprising. It is, and let me just say something very shocking, very very shocking, and that's one of the I think the foundations in which I decided to set up this series of talks, presentation, and uh, I could put it, let's say, sensitization. Yeah, sensitization. Um, you compare Africa and you compare the West, many parts of the West, you see that there's a renewal, a renaissance in terms of the use of this so-called primitive building and construction material stroke building and construction method. So I won't say very much at the beginning, but I would like to start by going back to my roots, going back to my roots in mud architecture. Let me just tell you a very brief story. I think it was about year two or three in university, architecture school, where we were making a presentation. It was a design, do the design, bring out the relevant drawings. And that was when I discovered that in architecture, one of the most important drawings is the section, as you, if you're an architect, you know. And so I did my design. The material I chose, excuse me, was the um, traditional mud wall, traditional mud wall. And so as I was presenting, one of the lecturers came by He was the lecturer taking us in, the professor taking us in traditional Nigerian architecture. So he asked me why my walls, the section of my walls, were presented in the way they were, thick at the bottom, and then it tapers all the way to the effective height. So I had done my research, I had done my work, and I said, when you're building with mud, this is the protocol for building with mud. And I'll never forget what this professor said. He said, "You have arrived." And back then in architecture school, if even among your students, I mean, among your classmates, um, if anyone said you have arrived, it was like, you know, one step to the Pritzker Prize. And so that's the first encounter I had with dealing or picking up interest in mud architecture. And then gradually, um, I was so subsumed in it. I went on to develop an additional interest in compressed earthquake technology. And fortunately, we had a center in Jos called the Center for Earth Construction Technology. So I would find myself, close from school, 2, 3, and I'll head straight for there. I'll sit down, spend the rest of the few hours I had just going through the material, loving it, loving it. I became very good friends with the then head of center, but that's a story for another day. So I'm going to allow you to watch a video, the first of many. It's an interview I had with the then head of center, very, very experienced guy in compressed earthquake technology by the name of Engineer Linus Knock. So I'm going to allow you to listen to it. Um, I may come back probably in another presentation to talk about um, his insights. But it's not a very, I wouldn't say um, inspiring set of events that followed. But I'll allow you to listen, and then we'll pick up the conversation from there. And hope to engage with you. Thank you.